this might be the wildest story I've seen this year, and this has been a crazy year in 2024. It looks like former Bane Books author Sarah Hoyt was getting honeypotted. Very, very weird, and I totally believe her. I mean, I looked at all this. I looked at the comments, and it looks like she actually was. Why? That's a great question, and we'll get into that in just a moment. So this has been a strange thing. If you followed the Bane Books sort of saga over the last 10 years, I'm going to try to summarize it all for you. There's been a lot of drama and a lot of woke cancellation attempts going on against this publisher, and it's mainly because Bane Books is kind of apolitical, and I'd say most of their writers lean right. Some of them don't. I know I actually read some of the books from left-leaning authors on there, and they're generally just better authors than other companies. But there's been just a concerted effort to really bring this company down. It's real, and it's very, very bizarre. As we get into this news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody, the most trusted name in science fiction fandom, all because of you, because we have been just running circles around other science fiction sites, other science fiction blogs, and the like. 1.4 million views last month here, guys. And this is my Fandom Pulse Substack. I actually write things up, and I know you're readers here because if you're a Bane Books reader and the like, you're a reader. So we put out articles every day on this Substack. It's great. It's not just me. I've got a team here bringing you pop culture entertainment news. You should subscribe to this. It's in the description below, and I appreciate you for being there. And also hit the like and subscribe button here on the channel. Really appreciate all of you. You've been amazing, and you've helped us grow leaps and bounds this year. This is my Stars Entwined series. Also, I'm an author. And if you like Babylon 5, or actually from Bane Books, the big inspiration for me was also the Vorkosigan Saga by Lois McMaster Bujold. You'll absolutely love this series. It's a 3-book trilogy called The Arishan War, and it builds amazingly in those 3 books. It's all available on ebook, print, and audio. Grab this, start reading this weekend. I know it's the first of the month or second of the month, and so you might have some Audible credits. That'd be great. Or read however you like. And I'm actually writing a spin-off series from this of space exploration because I don't like how Star Trek has been handled in recent years. And so I'm going to show them how to write space exploration. It's going to be a lot of fun and get started here so you can get ready for that trilogy that I'm going to drop next year. So, so this is pretty wild. Sarah Hoyt, she's been on the channel before. Unfortunately, she got a little JDA derangement over there, like some authors have, and it's just kind of sad. But she's a libertarian-ish, right-leaning author, and I think what happened. Honestly, I think what happens is the libertarian folk, they get a little squirmy at me because I'm a just very, very devout Christian nationalist. And so it's that doesn't quite jive with the libertarianism sort of thing. Even though we're mostly allies, it's sad. Sarah, I know you're going to watch this, so just be friendly and come back on the channel. It'd be better for you. And I want to support everybody who's even nominally on our side. But Bane Books really came under attack a long time ago, and it's because of the Sad Puppies thing with the Hugo Awards. And if you weren't around back in 2014, 2015, basically the Hugo Awards World Science Fiction Convention got crazy, and they started just like nominating these weird like pronoun books. This is before pronouns were cool. This was like the proto breeding grounds for this stuff. This is the ideas breeding ground. This is why science fiction is so important and why I write it. And they attempted to and they succeeded in giving awards to all these nutty things. Like some of them were pure pornography. Even there's like this weird poem of fantasizing about having sex with a dinosaur. It was insane. And so Larry Correia, Sarah Hoyt, and a couple others joined forces to nominate different science fiction things, mostly trying to get Larry Correia an award. I mean, that seems to be what the onus was. He bowed out pretty easily. And then Sarah took it over, and without Larry's major support to it, it just kind of died on the vine. Got kind of ugly right there towards the end. I think they kind of, as that movement was dying, that's why they kind of started lashing out at me, because I was on my way up and not really in their control. You know how it is with infighting in groups. It's just sad. But I like those guys, even if they don't like me. They're mostly good people. They just got a little misguided. And it's because Bane kept being under attack. Once they did that, the establishment sci-fi people started calling them Nazis and whatever, and a lot of these people just couldn't handle it. These are, writers, right? So they're solitary people who just want to write books, and they don't want to, they don't really want to deal with social things that are awkward. It's awkward enough for them, right? And so they got those hits and of course lashed out in a lot of different directions. But it got really weird. So when January 6th, the infamous day that will live in history, which was totally fake, completely set up, completely fake. Everything about it was fake, and we know this, much like the election in 2020. So a big government psyop. They actually started, this guy Jason Sanford started coming at Baen Books because they've actually got a great online forum on their Baen Books. It's called Baen's Bar. A lot of wonderful people there, great readers, and really smart people post there. And so they were posting about different things, and a lot of them are military veterans, so they were talking about things like, if it does come to civil war eventually, like what are the scenarios that are likely to happen? And so this Jason Sanford guy starts going, "These are insurrectionist Nazis!" And he built himself clout within the industry by attacking them, and really freaked out Baen Books. Now, Baen Books actually took down the forum for a bit. They got scared. My message to these people has always been, guys, don't be scared of these weirdos. They shriek online, but if you don't give them power, if you just say screw you and don't respond, they can't do anything. It's like, don't. When these guys came at me it was the same thing. It's like they got scared because the SJWs might actually have a point, and they might they might say stuff online. Yeah, whatever. And so I always say just fight, and that's what President Trump's always said too. Fight. Don't care about what they think. You're never going to rationalize with them. They're completely insane people. And they are propped up by the government. They are propped up by other corporations who do want to see Baen Books taken down. We've seen this even this year when Tom Kratman, a wonderful author as well from Baen Books, got an award nomination for a book that Kirkus Reviews just panned, all because they don't like Tom Kratman's politics. It was really crazy. Obviously a good book. Kratman is a consummate writer who's a professional, and they don't care. It's about politics for these people 100% of the time. And so that's kind of what they've dealt with. So they got attacked, or they got major attacks over January the 6th, which they had nothing to do with. They got major attacks over just like wanting normal books to win awards rather than pronoun books to win awards. And so this company's just been under just constant fire from weirdos who just want them dead, and it all just because they're mostly normal people at the company. And so Baen's been out there doing that. And Sarah was published by Baen for a long time. Eventually got dropped by them. I think her letter offerings didn't quite sell that well, and she's so she posited, like, why would this happen? So this is what happened, guys. That was the setup, because like you need to kind of know the history of where all this goes at. So this is why they were being targeted by the government. And this is why they were being targeted by other corporations, just because of the fact that they're kind of right-leaning libertarian types, right? And so what happened here, this is pretty interesting. She says, it's really creepy. In the run-up to Jan 6th, we had a lot of first-time commenters drop by my blog to try to convince me to attend. So a lot of people came by, just started commenting, saying, hey, you should attend this thing. At the time, we were profoundly broke, and some of them even offered to pay my way out of the blue, pay her way. So this is the Honeypot, guys. Pretty wild. I didn't accept because I didn't see the purpose to the gathering. I still don't. Yes, I understand Trump might have thought he could shame the House into doing the right thing. The level of naivety shocks me still. Yeah, it was unfortunate on that level. But in the aftermath, I wondered. I still do. None of those IDs commented on my blog again, funnily enough. It's probably nothing, but it does make one think. I don't think it's probably nothing. And Sarah, obviously, once you get into her follow-up comments, she knows. But she doesn't want to make, I get it. She doesn't want to make just complete allegations without proof, even though it's very obvious what was happening here. If those people are coming by, those are probably the feds, and they're probably glowing at her, and they're probably trying to get her involved here. And you're probably wondering why. It's like, why? She's kind of a minor science fiction author, and that's true. But Sarah's got kind of a dual purpose in this. She has written articles politically, just like myself. But she's worked at PJ Media, so have I. But she actually is one of the people who posts for a thing called Instapundit. And Instapundit is like a little kind of Reddit-y sort of situation that a lot of conservative boomer types kind of go to, like to find some breaking news and stuff like that. The guy who runs it is amazing, and they've actually and Sarah's actually promoted my books on the blog before, so thank you, Sarah. It's really somewhere that has profound influence. It does, and so since she can post different things there, she has influence on things from the right-leaning culture side of things. That makes her a threat to the corporate government complex, right? And so, like I said, it starts to get into this. Somebody said, your tax dollars at work? And she said, likely yes. Might not be, but it seems like. And so she knows. This is very, very obvious. If they were offering to pay her to go out to Washington, D.C., random people, it's not random. Nothing's ever random. None of this stuff ever happened. They were trying to get her involved in this and probably try to get her arrested, which is crazy because Sarah's really not a threat to anybody. Nutty stuff. So FBI has a long, disgusting history of using agent provocateurs. They think you're important enough to bother with. Congratulations. True. And she says it also, like, and this is what I thought too, probably being a poster at Independent, they're thinking I'm a hothead in Latin, which isn't wrong, but I'm also rational, so I saw no point. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, ever. Wow. If they're going at Sarah Hoyt, guys, you know that it's scary, and any of us could be targeted at any time. That's why this is so important, and that's why, guys, get out and vote. Even if you think it's hopeless, even if you're in a state like California like me, just do it because it's so important. These people are unhinged. They want us all dead, and we need to stand together, and that's always been my message here, and it's still my message. So please stand together, my friends, and of course, like, support good science fiction against the establishment that's out there. I really appreciate you for being here. And Wild Thing, leave a comment down below. Do you think she got honeypotted? I absolutely believe it. And please check out my series, The Oration War. It's in the description below as well. And thanks for reading, my friends. We'll be back soon.